here? I thought I saw him. If not, that is okay. We are gonna get started with questions. Okay, let me see here. We have Harper. Is she here? I don't think I see her. Okay.
No, I don't see her.
Okay, so Harper's not gonna be here. Okay, so we'll just start with Earl and Yvonne then. I know you guys have a question, and I see Yvonne here. Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So Earl and Yvonne's question is, I have a question about managing the gas and electric bill during a whole house booking. We have a whole house booking for the next 6 months. I need guidance on how to set expectations early on. And Mirna responded and said, hi, Yvonne, I have some guidelines posted in my units and rooms about the minimum and maximum temperature settings through the seasons. I have central heating and air, not sure what type of system you have. However, it's really a trust factor since I don't have the controls encased. I have the controls pre-programmed because of the time of day. Although the settings seem simple to me, it takes some time to figure out how to reset. For the most part, the guests have adhered to the guidelines. My suggestion is to post the desired settings at or near the controls or units in the rooms and somewhere in the common areas. That is a great suggestion. Just like how you kind of have things now, if you want to post stricter guidelines, you definitely want to make sure you have your desired temperature like written above the heating thermostat. But what Mirna said is true. It is a trust factor, but you can definitely lay down some restrictions before they check in. I know this is not something that you have in your house rules yet, so you definitely want to make sure you tell them the minimum and maximum temperature you'd like to have it at. If you don't trust them, or if you are kind of iffy about that, then you can definitely get those control boxes. I think you have some in your places already, and just set a schedule that makes sense for the heating and cooling. I don't know if you have central air. With everything else, it's making noise. With everything else, China, I don't know, like what other restriction, like what other things are you concerned about, Earl and Yvonne? Like, do you have as far as like things that you're worried about as far as like you like certain utilities?
Say that last part. What did you say? I missed it. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said I was asking them if they had any like concerns about other utilities, because I know that like a water bill is, I mean, there's not much, I guess, when you talk about control, there's not much control you can have in like an entire house. Like as far as like your water bill, you can control some of your heating and cooling with that thermostat box, if that's a big bill for you guys. But as far as everything else, I'm not, I guess, what other utilities are you worried about? Earl, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah,
I thought I was unmuted.
Oh no, okay.
I literally hear Yvonne downstairs, but I don't hear
okay.
I'm sorry. I was saying my concern are the lights and TV and just leaving things on in the house all day long during the day. And we actually installed a cover over the thermostat before the family arrived. So just so we could have more control over the heat, because Rochester is one of those places where you never get enough heat if you want to live like you're living in Florida.
Yeah.
I also have a thermostat cover in all of my places. There are times where, a guest will ask, like, we have a few older places, so it can be a little breezy, a little drafty. So in the winter time, it does get cold pretty quickly. And we have, you know, our team that is able to get over and adjust it when necessary. But you know, there's a like, if the house is like, you know, 40 degrees, 50 degrees, then okay, I'll send somebody over to raise it if necessary. But if the house is like 65, 70 degrees and people are complaining about being cold, that's not really something that I send somebody over to adjust, you know, the thermostat for.
Yeah.
And for exactly that reason, because our place is in Binghamton. It gets cold in Binghamton. We get a lot of snow. We're not too far from Rochester and Syracuse, so I